Hey guys, Sloppy Joe here. So we're out in our super secret shooting location, and today we are test firing and shooting the CANiK TP9SF. So we've been out here, I've been out here shooting for about an hour. This is not the first time I've shot this pistol. I've done some range shooting with it just for general accuracy purposes, just to get a feel for it. I have not owned a polymer gun in a long time, let alone anything striker fired. So I've just been trying to get used to it at a range, put a couple hundred rounds through it. It's been flawless in the range. So now we're out in the field, we're doing a little steel plate shooting, and we're gonna run through a few more 100 rounds, and then I'll be able to do probably a pretty good full review on the pistol itself, my impressions, how I feel about it, and we'll go from there. So let's do some shooting. Hey guys, Sloppy Joe here. So we're out here shooting the CANiK TP9SF, and let me do a quick check. The gun is empty. So we're out here shooting this. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I'm probably up to around the 800 mark on the round count. So I've probably put about 800 rounds through this pistol, between range shooting and outdoor shooting at steel targets, things like that. So let's talk a little bit about it. It comes in from CANiK, which is the manufacturer out of Turkey. It is imported by Century, and they are popping up and then being sold out and then coming back in on several of the popular websites. I won't mention websites just because I don't do that. I'm not sponsored by them, so I'm not mentioning names. But if you look around or Google TP9SF for sale, you should be able to find them. So let's talk a little bit about it. It is polymer frame, steel slide, cold hammer forged barrel. It's all good stuff. Price point comes in at about $349, which is very, very good for what you get. If you saw my first video, the out of the box video, you saw it came with the pistol itself, two magazines, two 18-round magazines made by Mekar, which are very good. Cleaning rods, it comes with a magazine loader, it comes with additional back strap, and it also comes with this really kind of nice, I'm going to try to get it up here, let me get this off my belt. It comes with this very decent holster, which initially I felt, I thought it was very cheap and kind of flimsy and chintzy, but I've been playing with it now for hours and hours and just walking around with this on my hip, and it's been a very good holster. I have nothing bad to say about it. Long term, it might not be great, but for the short term, for the last week and a half, 2 weeks that I've been messing around with it, it's been very good. It just does its job very well. It hasn't broke or anything like that. I have used it for carry a couple times on these colder days where I could wear a larger coat and conceal it pretty well. So it's been a pretty good holster, not terrible. The pistol itself has been very good. I'm still getting used to, let me throw that down there. I'm still getting used to the trigger itself. I have to be careful because when I have a tendency to pull this trigger, I might not depress the safety release all the way. So I kind of snatch the trigger and it doesn't quite pull the way, especially when I'm shooting fast. The other thing I've had to get used to is the sights on this. For whatever reason, whatever my sight picture is, I tend to be a little low. So I've had to adjust for that a little bit, but once I've adjusted for where these sights like to hit, it's been fine. The grouping has been very good. If I slow down and take my time, the grouping is very, very adequate, very accurate, nothing to complain about. If I start speeding it up, then of course things get a little wild. But overall, it's very controllable, very easy pistol to shoot. It's not snappy, it's not, I want to say, Glockish. My experience with Glocks in the past have always felt a little snappy. This feels very good. It absorbs the recoil very nicely. I've shot a mixture of 115 grain, 124 grain, 147, hollow points, different manufacturers from PPU to Blazer, just all kinds of stuff. Even Wolf. I've shot some Wolf through this and it shot fine. No issues, no hangups, nothing like that. So the pistol has eaten everything I fed it. It has not jammed, it has not misfired, it has not done anything wrong. It has done everything that it should do. The only errors or hangups, let's say, have been my own, only because a polymer striker fire pistol is completely foreign to me and it's very new to me. So I'm still learning this pistol. And the more I shoot it, the more I like it, the more I'm comfortable with it, and the more I'm comfortable about what I'm shooting at, placing rounds on target, etc., etc. So other than that, the ergonomics, the feel, everything is very, very good. It's very positive. I have nothing negative to say about that. In my first review, or the out of the box review, I said I couldn't speak of the trigger reset, and a few guys jumped on me about that. Now, again, I'm not a big striker fire. I'm used to having hammers on my pistols. So when it comes to a striker fire pistol, doing this is not something I'm thinking of right off the top of my mind. It's not natural to me to do that. So I understand why guys jumped on me about that. I understand. And hey, I learned something about this pistol, that if you hold the trigger down and reset it, you can get trigger reset. Speaking of the trigger is very crisp for a polymer gun. All my experience with other guns, whether it be MMPs, Glocks, things like that, the triggers have always felt a little vague. Now, compared to my CZs, this feels vague, but not as bad as my experience have been in the past with some other models of pistols. This is actually pretty positive. It's not bad at all. The reset is very good. It's a very short, crisp reset, and I'm having to compensate for that because I'm wanting the reset to be further out, and it's not. It's actually very short. I'm holding it down. Let's see if you can hear that. It's very short. It's just a few millimeters, and it resets, and it's very positive. You can feel it, you can hear it. It's all very positive. So I've had to adjust for that. So I'm wanting a little bit more reset, and it's not there. It's very short and very positive. Very nice. Makes for quick 1-2 shots. It's a very quick shooting polymer gun. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. So my review, what I want to say about it is that for the money, for $349 out of the box, this is probably the best buy on the market, I would say, for a full frame, full size, 18 round plus capacity pistol that you could carry. It's a little bit big, but you could carry this concealed if you want to. The holster it comes with, let me grab it. The holster it comes with is probably very adequate for outside waistband carry. You might want to do something different if you plan on doing inside the waistband, but for what it comes with, very, very adequate for what you want to do. So you might want to replace this with something different, a fabric holster, neoprene, something for doing inside waistband, but for what they give you a pretty good holster right out of the box. So my feelings on the gun are that probably out of 10, 1 being crap, 10 being the most fantastic thing ever, I'd say it's a good solid 7, 7.5. It's a very good for what it is. It definitely copies elements of other pistols that are way more expensive, much higher price points. But what they've done out of the Turkish factory is they've taken those really good elements and blended them into a pistol that is very affordable, very shootable, and very friendly on the pocketbook, very friendly to shoot. If you're a first-time shooter and you want to get into a full frame, full size pistol, and you don't want to spend $500, $600, $700, this is a very, very, very good choice. Aftermarket magazines, or not aftermarket magazines, but factory magazines are available. They're about 25 bucks, which is great. That's a great price for additional magazines. You're not paying 40 or 50 bucks like you would with some of the others. $25, they are available. And I believe the aftermarket for these is going to just explode. It has to. There are so many of these coming into the country in various versions, whether it had been the V2, trying to think the other ones, just the standard first TP9s we saw a couple years ago, and now this, the SF, which has just been flying off the shelves. Aftermarketers are going to have to respond and start coming out with some, whether it be sights, I'm thinking threaded barrels for doing suppressor shooting, maybe even trigger work, who knows? There's a lot of possibilities and a lot of places to go with this pistol, and nobody's even touched that yet. So it's gonna be very exciting to see what they do with this, and I'm planning on keeping this in my inventory for a long time. I'm enjoying it so far, and I've only been shooting it for a couple weeks now, and I can only expect that I'm gonna like it more and more versus less and less like I have with other pistols. So I'm gonna keep shooting, we're gonna keep filming, but other than that, I would say if you're thinking about one of these, an SF version, which is the Special Force version, they call it, I would say snag one if you can. Whether it's the black, whether it's the tan, whatever it is, grab one. If you're thinking about it, do it. They are, every time I check just to see what they're doing, they're in stock and then they're sold out hours later. I was lucky enough to get this one on the first day they were available. So I'm probably one of the first non-sponsored big YouTubers that has one of these that is trying to do a full review for the guys who are just like me. They're just average guys, average shooters. They're not paid, they're not professional, they're not doing this every single day, but they want someone who's just an average guy to tell them, hey, this is good or this is crap. This is very good. It's not the most perfect thing in the world, but it is very good. And I'm very, very, very pleasantly surprised for the price point. So let's do some more shooting and then we'll get the heck out of here and we'll see you guys later.